Good day everyone! We are now in Quarter 3 Week 1 of Grade 7 Mathematics. This is entitled Undefined Terms in Geometry. We have 3 learning competencies in Quarter 3 Week 1. The first one is represents points, line, and plane using concrete and pictorial models. The second one is to illustrate subsets of a line. And the third one is classifies the different kinds of angle. Are you ready? If you're ready, let us now start. So undefined terms in geometry. We have 3 undefined terms. The first one is point, the second one is a line, and the third one is a plane. Now let us talk about what is a point. When we say a point, it indicates a location or position in space. And a point has no dimension or actual size. A point has no length, no width, and no height or thickness. And a point is usually named with a capital letter. In the coordinate plane, a point is named by an ordered pair x and y. So here's an example of a point. We have here a point and a capital letter beside it. It is notated. It is named as point A. So objects that could represent a point. It can be a tip of a pen or stars in the night. Now, let's talk about what is a line. When we say a line, it has no thickness. A line's length extends in one dimension. A line goes on forever in both directions. A line has infinite length, 0 width, and 0 height. So a line is assumed to be straight, and a line is drawn with arrowheads on both ends. And a line is named by a single lowercase script letter or by any 2 or more points which lie on the line. So here's an example of a line. We have here line L. It can be named as line L, and L is a small script letter. And then line AB. We can name a line with any 2 points that lie on the line. We have here point A and point B lies in the line. Therefore, it is named as line AB. So objects that could represent a line. We have here an electric wire and a bamboo. Those are objects that could represent a line. Now let's talk about plane. A plane has 2 dimensions. A plane forms a flat surface extending indefinitely in all directions. And a plane has infinite length, infinite width, and 0 height or 0 thickness. A plane is drawn as a 4-sided figure resembling a tabletop or a parallelogram. And in naming a plane, it can be named as a single letter or single lowercase letter or by 3 coplanar but non-collinear points. When we say coplanar points, those are points that lie on the same plane. And when we say non-collinear points, those are points that not lie on the same line. Non-collinear does not lie on the same line. And here is an example of a plane. We can name a plane by 3 points, and take note that those points should be coplanar but not collinear or non-collinear points. So we have here plane ABC. Point A, point B, and point C lie on the same plane, but they are not on the same line. So we can name it as plane ABC or simply plane M. Objects that could represent a plane. It can be a blackboard or paper. And let us talk about other terms in geometry. We have here collinear points. When we say collinear points, these are points on the same line. And next, coplanar points or coplanar lines. Those are points or lines that lie on the same plane. So here's an illustration. Next is intersecting lines. When we say intersecting lines, these are two distinct lines with a common point. So we have here line IJ and line GH. They intersect with point K. And next one is concurrent lines. These are two or more lines that have a common point. We have here line LM, line IJ, and line GH. They share a common point, which is point K. Therefore, line LM, line IJ, and line GH are concurrent lines. Next is parallel lines. When we say parallel lines, these are coplanar lines that do not meet. So here's an illustration. When we extend line NO and line PO, they do not meet, therefore, they are parallel lines. And we have here skew lines. When we say skew lines, these are lines that do not lie on the same plane. Example, line HE and line CB, those are skew lines because they do not lie on the same plane. We have here line DA and line HG. Those are skew lines because they do not lie on the same plane. Now let's move on to the subsets of a line. So subsets of lines, we have line segment. When we say line segment, it is just part of a line that has two endpoints. Take note, line segment, this is part of a line that has two endpoints. So example, we have here an illustration, and we have segment AB or segment BA, segment BC or segment CB. Those are example of line segments. Segment CD or segment DC, and segment AD or segment DA. We have here segment BD or segment DB, and many more. So those are example of line segment. Now let us proceed in ray. When we say ray is also a part of a line, but it has only one endpoint, and the other, it extends endlessly in one direction. So we name a ray by its endpoint and one of its points. We always start on the endpoint. Example, we have here an illustration. So this illustration can be named as ray AB. Let us start in one endpoint. Then, or it can be also named as ray AC. And that's all for the part 1 of quarter 3 week 1 of grade 7.